Yeah, this movie's a mess.
Black girl magic.
Brie Larson as Captain Marvel is even less likable in this film than the last film.
How about a smile from me, huh?
I was disinvited to this screening.
Black girl magic.
I had to be Alan Ings +1. That's how I got in. Yeah. They invited
How
me
did that
initially.
happen?
It was weird. They invited me initially and sent me the wrong date. It's a weird snafu, but I can't say it's the first time I've been disinvited to a screening. But it's the first time that's ever happened with Disney. So I'm used to being kind of a pariah in Hollywood. Like people don't.
Yeah, I'm surprised Disney hasn't done that to you before, to be honest with you.
Who's the asshole?
But whatever, they're being weird about this movie. I mean, first of all, the invites didn't even go out until Monday for a screening on Tuesday, right? That doesn't make sense. I mean, it wasn't even very full, the screening I was at. It's about maybe half full. I can tell you for a fact that a lot of the people that are on social media praising the film, I was walking out talking to people whose tweets I saw later who are full of shit, who basically were saying that was terrible, that was so bad, that's the worst. Is it worse than Eternals? That was the discussion in the hallway after. Wow. And then I see these same people that I was having a very pleasant discussion about a bad movie we all just saw completely lie on Twitter and give a different opinion.
You really? Imagine my shock. Imagine.
Yeah,
Chris, this is why they keep getting invited and why you have to sneak your way in.
Yeah. I got to be Alan Ings +1, but I can't tell you how many times Alan and I looked at each other in the middle of the screening and went like, what the fuck? Like, what? I don't even know where to start with what a mess of it is.
Okay, I have a question for you, Frank.
Please.
Is it how much Black girl magic was in the film?
Black girl magic.
Not enough, apparently.
There's a lot of black girl magic.
Black girl magic.
All I can say is they don't really conclude what her superhero name is. Ms. Marvel wants to name her Professor Marvel, which is stupid, but she ends up being the key to everything. And kind of, I mean, I may throw out a spoiler here or there, so let's see. Feel free to leave.
Spoilers.
We're
spoilers for the Marvels potentially, even though if you read a 4chan post from 3 months ago, it already would have been spoiled for you.
The plot is super dumb.
There's no better word than stupid.
And this movie thinks of itself as being clever, and it's just at every level of logic is dumb. And you can see they did attempt to spend a lot of money in terms of effects, this, and then there's a random effect will be incredibly bad. And I kind of was shaking my head like, wait, this actually was, passable. And then you'd see one random shot and I'm like, oh my God, they did that at the last minute. Brie Larson as Captain Marvel is even less likable in this film than the last film.
Smile?
Yeah. It's sort of like an AI pretending what feelings are. That's what Brie Larson's performance is like, I've heard of feelings. Let me
plank of wood.
Least you could do is give me a smile.
Character has to drive the story. And character's not driving the story. It's this, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. It ends with like a rip into another universe. Everything you reported, Ryan, last week with Beast is totally accurate.
So for clarification, again, we got the spoiler thing up. We're still talking spoilers. The post-credit scene, what we heard originally was that it was supposed to be Monica Rambeau closing this portal, like with her abilities at the end, this incursion, and as a result being flung into another like world, another multiverse, another planet, whatever. When she woke up, her mom was there, Maria Rambeau, but this time she was as binary and part of the X-Men.
That's correct. I can confirm all of that. But I got to add one thing to that.
Go for it.
So Kelsey Grammer, Beast is there, but I couldn't tell. I'm looking really close. It looks like they just did Kelsey Grammer Beast digital, like full digital.
Like in the Flash films with
it looks like shit.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, it looks like shit. Like, because he had the makeup. I mean, he did it. He went in the full makeup. So they probably just digitized his face and said, all right, say these lines. And then they just did it that way.
There's another credit scene that involves Kamala Khan potentially setting up the young female Avengers.
100%. She basically just rips off Nick Fury's speech. That happened. So those are the two post-credit scenes.
What you're going to get with that potentially setting up Kate Bishop's Hawkeye, the girl from Ant-Man, Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie.
Oh, God.
She mentioned her. She's like, oh, yeah, Ant-Man has a daughter.
Ant-Man has a daughter.
You know how
Right,
crazy
yeah,
this
that's the one.
is? It's like we talk more about the 5 seconds at the end of the film than the entire film. It's like they've got into this practice of making a movie that nobody cares about, but it's like you're gonna love that end credit scene, everyone. So make sure you go and watch it for that. That's the whole reason why to watch this film. It's like, dear God.
Get excited for next product.
They know this is bad. They are going to release it and give it as little marketing support as possible.
They've given it a lot of marketing. Like in reality, like they have
Right.
been for a year. They've been marketing this fucking movie. Remember that first trailer that came out on YouTube was like
Right.
the most disliked thing in the history of the MCU.
I'm so proud of this community.
I just don't know who this movie is for. I guess it's for cat moms. You had Danica on FNT a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, the no fun Marvel mommies. They made a movie just for them.
Captain America is a social justice warrior.
Hey guys, we haven't hit the cat mom demographic yet. They could have a lot of money just sitting around all day, not doing anything but sipping on wine, looking at their cats. Let's go for it.
Cat food's expensive. They're not going to be able to afford to go to this.
That's true.
Yeah, but the opening, the Marvel logo, which they always kind of do something with, it bothered me when they stopped using actual images from the comics. Like they would show classic key images from the comics that kind of flip by real quick, and you're like, oh wow, Jack Kirby art.
Now it's just references to the MCU.
Now it's just references to the MCU, but not only that, it's all women. It's all the way. So imagine the 6 seconds in Endgame. That's a whole movie now, and you can see where that's going to go in this. Although I was laughing at so much stupid shit. One of the things is the main villain. What's her name? I could care less.
Darben.
Darben. She has this sort of like crony that follows her around that looks just like Quarter Black Garrett with a man bun. I'm not joking. You can't
crony.
unsee it. And he's in the whole movie. So her big crony, like side villain, is a guy in a weird suit with a man bun. The production design of this movie is fucking awful.
I think one of the things that's going to get overlooked in this entire thing is the fact that they went out and hired Nia DaCosta, who has done nothing in her career.
Put another gay diverse woman in it. Make it more fucking lame.
Right.
She's done like one fucking indie movie and then one movie that had like a $20 million budget with Candyman. I
Right.
think. That's it. And then they gave her the keys to like a $300 million MCU movie.
This movie clearly was noted to death with like, well, you got to have this. You can't do that. You got to do this. You can't do this.
I believe I asked you to put a chick in this and make her gay.
But she's Oscar-winning actress, and I'm looking at it. It's just objectively bad. Like the performance is bad. It's like I say, she's pretending to emote based on a description of what emotions are.
What, no smile?
The idea of Captain Marvel, she has no flaws, she has no faults.
Yeah.
The only thing she had to overcome was her remembering how good she is at everything. Like,
Right.
that was her journey in the first one.
Sounds like Rey Skywalker.
A little bit, yeah. But it's
I would say even worse than Rey.
I'll say this. I've never seen a more tepid response to a Marvel movie than the screening I just saw last night. They even do this. It's so dumb. They do like a recap of Ms. Marvel season 1 at the very beginning of the movie.
Because they knew no one watched it.
They knew no one watched it. And also, by the way, if you loved the family of Ms. Marvel, they're in the whole movie.
Ugh. Well, Chris, thanks for coming on and letting us know how bad this thing really fucking is.
It's worse than whatever you're thinking how bad it is. It's worse than that.
Black girl magic.
All right, take care, gentlemen. Hail to the chat in the 199.
We got all the details about why you don't want to go watch this movie.
No, I don't think I will.